Hello and welcome. I am Mr. Ross with Mr. Ross Creations. I'm a licensed professional counselor in the state of Pennsylvania and a life coach. Today, I'm going to be giving you the experience of what it's like to be in a life coaching session. I'm going to walk you through one of the exercises that I use often with clients. And that way, I hope that you'll be able to regain your priorities and be more intentional in what you want to do in pursuing your goals. Let's get started. I want you to grab a sheet of paper and a pen or pencil. If you like, you can also grab a tablet. From there, I want you to draw a giant circle, leaving a little bit of room on the outside. Now, once you have your circle, and it doesn't have to be perfectly circular, I want you to put a line going up and down, a line going left and right, and two diagonal lines, which will in essence make 8 sides or slices. Now from there, around each of those slices, I want you to put the 8 most important priorities in your life. Now, these priorities can be day-to-day things like work or taking care of yourself, exercise. Could be different kinds of health like physical health, mental health, spiritual health. They could be people, family, friends, your relationship, kids. You can put hobbies, for example, or interests. You could put things like love, respect, integrity. You could put different goals that you have for yourself. You could put belief systems like faith or politics. Whatever you decide to put, take your time and put those along the outside next to each of those slices. Now, once you have those 8, I want you to rate each of them on a scale of 0 to 10. And in a second, I'll show you how you do this. A 0 is, in essence, this is a terrible priority in my life. It's not working. This is kind of falling apart on me. I have to get this priority back in order. I don't want this to be terrible anymore. A 5 is, this is a so-so priority. This is going all right in some areas, but not so much in others. There is room for change here. And a 10 means this area is going wonderfully. It is awesome. It's amazing. I want to maintain this, but it doesn't really need any improvement. It's basically where I want to be. And you're going to figure out this number and put it on your sheet by shading in from the inside of your circle out for each slice. So if it's a 0, you'll leave it blank. If it's like a 1 or 2, you'll shade in a little bit. If it's a 5, you'll shade in about halfway out. And if it's 10, it's going to be all the way shaded. Okay? So do that for each of those. And that way you have a visual of each of those priorities and how satisfied or happy you are with each. Okay. So let's say you've finished up your sheet. You have your 8 priorities. You know how happy or unhappy you are with each of them. Let's look at an analogy. So let's say you ordered a pizza and the pizza delivery person knocks on your door. They ask you for payment and they decide to show you the pizza first so you know what you're paying for. They open up the box and you see a pizza that looks like your priority sheet. Would you buy it? Now, for a lot of people, this is a little discouraging because they see a lot of half slices and parts of the pizza that seem to be missing. Kind of doesn't look like a full pizza. And likewise, sometimes our lives don't look quite full either. There's some areas that are missing some good things. There's areas that need to be worked on. There's areas that maybe we've neglected that are still important to us, but we need to kind of reassess what to do. And so this is hopeful, right? Because then you can start planning out goals to make your 1s and 2s and the 3s and 4s. Start making those 5s and 6s and the 7s and 8s and those 8, 9s and 10s, keep them where they are and maybe even make them a little bit better. And this is the exciting part about life coaching. It's that once you have made those priorities, it's much easier then to figure out where do you go from here. Because sometimes people end up putting a lot of time and effort and energy into priorities that aren't actually in their top eight, or they end up putting almost all of their time and energy and effort into maybe one or two of those priorities, leaving the other four, five, six really important things in their lives kind of dangling. Life coaching helps you hone in on what is most important and come up with creative solutions with someone else who's right there with you, helping you along the journey to better those priorities and be more intentional with your life. And oftentimes that improves that priority. And maybe unsurprising, getting better or improving one area makes other areas better. That when work is better, you come home a little happier. And that makes home life a little better. Maybe that makes hobbies or your social life, life with friends a little better. And so you could see improvements across the board, and it's well worth it. If you are interested in scheduling a coaching consult with me, please reach out. Check out my website at www.mrrosscreations.com and go to the life coaching section where you can see my programs. From there, you could contact me and we could go ahead and schedule the session together. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you want more content. If you want to see more about life coaching, I also have some content on counseling and poetry if that interests you as well. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you were able to gain something from it regardless. And I also hope that you have a wonderful day.